Good morning, it is great to see you again. What have you been up to this week? Have you done anything exciting or different? I've got something exciting and different to tell you about, and it starts 2 weeks today on Sunday the 1st of November. We're going to be gathering for something that we're calling Families Together every Sunday afternoon between 4 and 5 p.m. So that's kids aged 0 to 11s with their families. And we're going to meet in the South Auditorium for fun, worship, which we hope is going to be with a live band, teaching, response activities and prayer. We'll be sending you more details next week on how to book in to join us for that. We hope you're going to come and we can't wait to see you there. Oh, and the youth are going to be gathering together at the same time in the North Auditorium. Anyway, back to this morning. How are you feeling today? Are you feeling strong and full of energy? Well, we're going to find out how much power you've got in your arms, how those muscles are doing. So you need to grab 2 tins for each person. Might be baked beans or chicken soup, tinned meat, whatever you've got in your cupboard. You need to hold 1 tin in each hand and stretch out your arms and see how long you can hold the tins up for. Time each person to see who is the strongest. How did you do? Last week, we started our One Big Adventure series, looking at how God calls us to do things and to go to places for Him. I hope you've been chatting to God about what that might look like for you. And this week, you may even have been to places or talked to people as you stepped out into the part of the adventure that God called you to last Sunday. If so, we'd love to hear from you and hear how it's going. Well, now that we know that God calls us to go on an adventure with Him, we're going to look at how He equips us by giving us everything we need for the adventure. Isn't it amazing that as followers of Jesus, our lives become one big adventure? And how amazing is it that God gives us everything we need to help us on that adventure? Let's stop and worship God together now. I hope you didn't wear your arms out in our strength challenge, because you're going to need them for some actions and to dance and sing as we worship through these 2 songs together.
Through you, I can do anything. I can do all things, 'cause it's you who gives me strength. Nothing is impossible. Through you, blind eyes are open. Strongholds are broken. I am living by faith. Nothing is impossible. such a lot when you got not a lot. What? Be happy. I'm gonna jump up and down, gonna spin right around, gonna praise your name forever. I'm gonna shout out loud, gonna deafen the crowd, gonna send my praise to heaven. I'm gonna jump up and down, gonna spin right around, gonna praise your name forever. I'm gonna shout out loud, gonna deafen the crowd, gonna send my praise to heaven. I'll run this race and I will never stop. I follow Jesus till the day I drop. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. When you've got such a lot, when you got not a lot, what? Be happy. Such a lot when you got not a lot. What? Be happy.
I'm tired now. Don't know about you. I need a power or energy boost. When I was training for my 2 marathons, I found an amazing energy source. Jelly babies! What's your favourite colour, Jelly Baby? Mine is black. That's better. I'm ready to carry on now. One of the ways God equips us for his adventure is by giving us his power through the Holy Spirit. Just before Jesus went to heaven, he told his disciples to wait in Jerusalem and not go anywhere until he had sent his Holy Spirit. So the Holy Spirit is God's power in us. That's crazy, isn't it? So the Holy Spirit helped the disciples to speak in other languages and to preach amazing sermons where thousands of people started following Jesus. But the Holy Spirit also gave them the power to do amazing things, like healing people, to be really brave and courageous, to escape from prison, and to lead people to know Jesus. Last week, we saw how God called Paul to follow him and to go on his adventure. God gave Paul his Holy Spirit to help him. Let's see how it helped him this week.
Slapstick Theater. Paul and Silas. This is Paul, who told people about Jesus in lots of different places. One day, Paul was walking with his friend Silas.
Hey-yo.
They were being followed by a girl who was controlled by an evil spirit. Her owners used her to make money. After days and days of this happening, Paul got so annoyed that he turned around and told the evil spirit to leave her. So the girl was freed.
Woohoo!
But her owners got mad at Paul and Silas because they wouldn't make any money off of her anymore. And they had them thrown in jail. The jailer locked them up.
Oh, man.
Around midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing to God, and the other prisoners were listening. Suddenly, there was an earthquake, and the chains of all the prisoners fell off.
Oh, what just happened?
But Paul and Silas didn't leave, even though they could have. Several people decided to follow Jesus that night, including the jailer and his whole family. And the next morning, they were released from jail, and the city officials even apologized to them.
Sorry about that.
Paul and Silas encouraged the Christians in the town, and they continued on their mission to tell people about Jesus.
See ya.
So thinking about what we've just seen, How do you think Paul felt when he and Silas healed the girl? They were then thrown in prison. And when all the prisoners' chains fell off and they escaped. And then when the jailer and his family became followers of Jesus. Wow! So with God's power, Paul healed a girl, was thrown in prison, worshipped God in prison and all the prisoners' chains fell off and escaped, and the jailer and his family became followers of Jesus. Paul is on a real adventure with God, isn't he? But what about us? Well, God didn't just give the Holy Spirit to people in the Bible. He gives it to you and to me, to encourage us, to help us, to comfort us, and most importantly, to give us the power we need for our adventure with Him. So what's happening in your adventure at the moment? Where or what do you need God's power for this week? Talk about this now. And then on strips of paper, write these places, people, or situations, and then put them together to make a paper chain. Now you're going to pray for one another. So take it in turns to hold the paper chain and then pray, asking God to fill that person with His Holy Spirit. Sit quietly for a moment to receive from God. And then pass the paper chain on to the next person, knowing that you will go in His strength and power and that God will be with you. Well, that's our time over again for another week. Have a great week. Stay safe and well, and we'll be back with you again very soon.